So I would like to start by talking by My Sunset Girl, which is your most recent project. So for those who haven't watched My Sunset Girl yet, can you quickly describe to them what the story is about without giving too many spoilers, of course?
Yeah, sure. Well, my Sunset Girl is about it's about a girl who has a medical condition, which is xeroderma pigmentosum, which is she's not allowed to be out in direct sunlight, or she will, something bad will happen to her, basically. So that's mainly the story about like what she's going through and how she handles it with her parents, with her loved ones, and yeah, that's pretty much how the story goes by.
Okay, and why would you recommend people to watch it?
Um, I bring this up a lot during during the interviews, because we shot in a very nice place. It's called Batangas, and then they have a nice beach there as well. So if there's any like Filipinos that also like want to, like watch something to like them remember some of the places here in the Philippines, it's also a good movie to watch. It's a feel good movie. It's not so kind of like a heavy kind of movie, and that's pretty much it. And it's just pure entertainment for everybody.
Perfect. And for those who have watched it so far, what are your hopes for Lucas and Jara?
What are my hopes? That
They
everything
have a really
will.
complicated story.
Yeah, actually, well, I'll just say it simple as I hope everything like goes back to normal, or goes to the place where it's supposed to be.
Okay. So you've already worked with Charlie Tizon in the past. So how was it to work with her again?
Um, just as same thing, because like every time I get to work with her, I've known her for like pretty much ever since I started going to showbiz, and seeing her enter showbiz was a very nice thing, and then us being paired up was even better because we already know each other. So when we got paired up for this project, I felt comfortable, and I felt I'm happy to do it with her because I know her, and it won't be hard to like develop chemistry, and that's really important when you're doing those kind of projects that involves a boy and a girl. It's the chemistry between each other. So it wasn't hard for us to build that up since we've worked together a lot, and we just enjoyed the whole project.
That's amazing. So when did you actually shoot the series? Was it before COVID? During COVID?
It was during COVID.
What was it different for you to shoot during COVID times than it was before?
Oh, well, because before, so for example, if we would have a shooting before pandemic, um, we'd go to the set, and then we'd do our scenes, and then we were allowed to go home. But then now we're kept in a bubble. So let's say for a week, you have to stay together for a week. You're not allowed to go home. Everything is very limited. Like there's like social interaction. You have to keep distance and stuff like that. So it's almost the same, but it's just very limited. And there's also pros and cons for me as well. Like how if we, I mean, now it's somehow better because if you're when you do a project, you can just focus on that instead of, because like when you go home, you'll eventually have to do other stuff or focus on other stuff. But like unlike if you're in a bubble with your co-actors and the director and everybody there, um, you just focus on the project, and that's, I think that really helps.
Yeah, that's really good. So you can focus on your job.
Yeah.
So now let's talk a little bit about what happened before the COVID. You have quite a big resume. You've worked on a lot of movies and a lot of shows already. Do you have any favorite?
There's some. I mean, most of them movies I've done. They have great storylines, so I like them. So, like the one you've watched, Buying the Wi-Fi. That was also one of my favorites. Um, one of the roles I played, it was a teleserie here. It's a TV show here. It's called Ngayon at Kailanman, and it was one of the challenging roles I've done ever. So that is one I won't forget, and I like those kind of roles. I like challenging roles, and yeah, those pretty much are the two that I can remember. And also also the first movie I've ever done, which is Too Cool to Be Forgotten. It's an indie film I've done way back 2018, I think. Yeah.
So I see you have a lot of posters of your previous movies on your background. Would you mind showing it to us?
Songs. So you can see pretty much like uh so four movies and then so the five movies and then there's one series and then that's just my group. Oh, me and my group members our achievement. When we sold our albums and stuff. That was like way before. I can't really remember. Maybe like 3 years ago. Yeah, pretty
Well,
much.
I remember you just saying that some of your projects were quite challenging. Which one do you consider the most challenging for you, and why was that the most challenging then?
I think the most challenging one I've done was Ngayon at Kailanman. That was a TV show I've done here, and because I was part of the show from the first part until like the end. Usually there's some shows where I just enter like in the midway or it's not complete unlike that one, which my character was, from like a boy who likes to hang out love with girls, party boy until he became depressed and then until he became insane. It was really challenging for me. So that's one I'll remember for sure.
And do you identify with any of your characters? Is there one that you identify with the most?
The only thing I can think of so far is the first movie I've done, which is Too Cool to Be Forgotten, because I'm based on background, his background, like how where he grew up and how he was raised somehow, but not his personality, because my role there was a sorry, he was a psychopath. So but I'm not a
Yeah, I hope
psychopath.
not.
It's just more on like the background, and that's how I pretty much got the character easily for me because of his background story. So yeah, his name is Maxim in that movie.
And did you always want to be an actor?
Um, well, honestly speaking, when I was younger, I've thought about it, but it wasn't like my biggest dream. And then but eventually when I came here to the Philippines and I started doing commercials and I auditioned for PBB and I just eventually started to like it because I think I'm the kind of person who uh basically we just need time to like discover things, like to discover talents, and sometimes you just realize like, oh, I can actually do this, right? So when I started doing performing and acting, I just started to like it more and more, and I started to I still wanted to do it more, and yeah, that's pretty much how it started compared to before.
But did you had a specific career that you would like to do before when you were younger?
I have I had thoughts like I wanted to be a um well, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a scientist or something. But I don't think that will happen anytime soon. Before I even entered showbiz, I was supposed to take a college course for accounting, but I don't know about that now. So I don't know. I mean, right now, since I'm an adult now, I'd probably want to be something more like in the business field.
And if you had the chance, what would you tell your younger self? Like, what would be the advices from what you've learned so far, the mistakes that you've made? What would you tell your younger self not to do or what to do?
Um, I'll tell my younger self to enjoy, but with limits, and take care of yourself. That's it.
And to the people, the boys and girls who want to pursue the same career as you, as in the showbiz, what advice would you give to them?
Hmm, anybody that wants to become an actor, and I think what I can say is just don't stop trying, because I can see like um, once someone sees like a potential in you, there'll be a way. So if that's really your dream, just keep going at it, keep trying, and then just go for it. I mean, s- and see how far it's gonna take you.
Okay. And do you have any goals for the next 5 years? Like, where would you like to see yourself in 5 years?
Where I'd like to see myself in 5 years. see myself in 5 years. Maybe I'm 24 now. Maybe 29. Damn. Actually, I just really thought about it. 5 years from now, I'll probably have a nicer car, maybe a better place, and I'll probably be with my other family members, like maybe my brother or my sister or my dad, because I'm just with my mom now, and mostly I think I'll be in a happier state.
Okay. And so now we've talked about your present, your past. We'd like to know also about your future. Do you have any projects coming up after My Sunset Girl?
Oh, so I'm working on this new teleserie TV show here in the Philippines. It's called Viral. So I'm just about to start shooting for it. Yeah, around this month I think. So yeah, I'm just waiting for an update. So that's the next thing that I'll be working on. Oh yeah, I also have an upcoming movie. I forgot. It's a horror film. It's called Wag Kang Lalabas. Yeah, I'll be with Kim Chu in that project. Everybody in France, hello, kamusta? Hope everybody's okay there in France. And I know may mga OFW dyan na gustong umuwi, wants to go to the Philippines, and they can't during pandemic. So I hope you guys are all safe. Everybody, Filipino or not Filipino, whoever, everybody there in France and in Paris. Hope you guys are safe and you guys are at home. And thank you so much for having me here, Francisca. And hope you guys watch My Sunset Girl. Thank you so much.